We need approval of the agenda for the special meeting for today.
I make a motion to approve the agenda. I second the motion.
And
So,
Carla to introduce evidence.
well, you'll have to ask for a vote. You got a motion and a second for the approval.
Okay, can we have a vote on the agenda? Do we approve the,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. So,
introduction of evidence by
All
Carla
right.
Bullock?
So I would like to introduce into evidence, you have your existing staff reports from the previous meeting that we had. In addition, there is a new drawing, additional photographs, and information for the windows and the metal to be used.
Need a motion to accept the evidence as submitted.
I second.
We'll have a motion and a second. You need to ask for a vote?
Hmm?
Need to ask for a vote?
We have a vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the old business that we're here to address, SGHC 042-17.
So that is to receive a certificate of appropriateness for an addition to the rear of the mill with a 72 by 40 garage, replace 13 windows with vinyl replacement windows, replace the tin awning with a new colored tin awning at 301 or 305 North Main. And I apologize, but I forgot to, when I put this back on the agenda, I failed to put the post on the agenda as well, the decorative post. And so the additional information that you have in front of you shows the type of material that Charles and Angie would like to use on the garage. Chuck, if you want to come to the podium, that way if there's any questions, then you can answer those. Now, in talking with Angie last week, it was discovered that there was a previous certificate of appropriateness application approved on this project. In March of 2015, and that was for the replacement of the tin on the outside of the building on 3 sides and the metal awning that is on the south view. So this view that you see here, this awning was approved to be replaced, as well as the awning or the metal beginning at the end of the stone to the rear of the building, along the rear of the building on the 2nd story, and along the north side of the building up to the stone on the 2nd story as well. So I have gone out to, because you had expressed some concern that there may be brick behind it. I went out and took a look at the property. Angie walked me through. There is no brick on the 2nd story.
On the north side, I think?
On the north, the only brick is on the 1st floor.
Okay.
And that's on all 3 sides. Well, that's actually only on 2 sides, the west side and the north side. The back and the side closest to the creek. None of that would be covered by the metal. It would only be the 2nd story where there is existing metal now, which is corrugated, to be replaced with the strong rib, exposed fastener, wall panels, like what is currently on the old MFA building, the old station. So, and that was approved. Now, a certificate of appropriateness is only valid for 2 years. So that expired in March of 2017. So at this point, this almost needs to be, just either an extension given for the additional time to go through and finish a project that had been previously approved. So
That's just for the site.
that's for the siding and for the awning replacement.
Okay.
So
I would make a motion to extend the certificate of appropriateness I second.
Have a vote.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so that motion carries. So then moving forward, then the only thing that we will be discussing today is the new project for the 72 by 40 garage addition on the west side of or the rear of the mill, the decorative post to go underneath the awning, and the window replacement with a vinyl replacement window 6/6 grid pattern. So.
So, Leanne, are we gonna break this down
Well,
and do one?
it's
item at a-
basically been broken basically to the renewal of the siding, and
So what do you wanna do next?
the garage.
So do you want to break it down into the 72 by 40 garage as one item,
I would think so.
the windows
garage
as
and then the
another item,
windows, yes,
and then the decorative post as a third item?
yes.
Okay. Okay, so then the first item we'll work on is the 72 by 40 garage to be placed on the west side of the structure.
Yes.
I guess we're back at it again. We got a little bit better drawing for you. And I hope I actually brought my contractor in, so if you've got any technical questions, he can answer those too, hopefully. So, anyway, 2x6 walls studded. The metal will be a strong rib metal for the roof, existing into the awning, and then gray metal for siding all the way around the building. And the roof would be the maroon, the dark maroon. And that would adjoin with the existing, what we had, like we did before, into the awning. So the awning would structurally go into the roof and make it all nice and uniform.
The awning would extend to the garage.
Right, all the way into the garage, the overhang of the garage and the awning would all be one continuous, nice, slick.
So the roof on the garage and also the awning is on the same pitch?
Correct. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. I know we had an issue, and I guess I'm jumping forward maybe. The post, not the post, but how the awning was actually adhered. I have pictures from years ago. You can kind of see it, kind of not. There was never a post out there. They're actually rods coming from the second story down to the roof of the awning, and that was a loading dock. There was no post out there whatsoever. In over years, Dad put 1.5-inch conduit under there just to shove it up in there so it wouldn't keep it from sagging. So there was never any post there at all. It was actually a freestanding deal with some iron coming off the ceiling, which is still there. I mean, you can just go down and look at it now. You might be able to see it in some
And I
of those
did
pictures.
confirm that those conduit they're sitting on a block of wood on that loading dock.
Well, I think one of our questions was that with the new decorative posts, will there have to be any changes made in the awning because they're gonna have to sit back considerably further from the edge of the porch?
I
And
believe Mark and I talked about it. If we take the existing awning and just run a 2x6 runner down, those posts aren't really they're more decorative than they are structural. So that's basically what those are, they're really not a structure, they're not a load-bearing
You're going
post.
to depend on the existing structure for
Correct.
the support. And
That is
you're just gonna
correct.
do
Basically, it'd be
2x6.
a little extra if a snow load gets on it or something, they'll hold that up, but nothing,
So that will, okay,
right, basically.
that'll have to be set in from.
They will be, yes, sir. They're 19, we measured them, they were 19 inches across the bottom. You were close with your 24 inches. They're 19 inches across the bottom. So your center would be half of that. And then we'd set the edge of the round part on just the edge of the concrete there.
Yeah, they'll look good.
I think they'll be pretty, yeah.
In the garage, are there any windows other than those small windows in the door?
I hadn't planned on any, no, sir. Most of the stuff's gonna be storage, and I'd just soon to be tight where you couldn't get in, the less people can see in, the less they're gonna have to break into it.
I was shocked at how big the garage doors are, I guess, in comparison to the door, but I guess there's a reason for that.
The pitch of, pardon me?
Because of the pitch of the roof, but the awning, we have to go up, we gotta put bigger doors, right? Because the walls are gonna be taller.
Well, one's parked motorhome in,
Oh,
so
okay.
back motorhome right up in there. And the other one's just to be
And then-
uniform with the rest of it.
And then from the aerial view, it looks like the foundation or whatever's there is all uneven. I guess that's,
Yeah,
is
it
that gonna
does.
be new footing or?
Yeah, well, the footing's actually there. From that's from throwing screenings and concrete and stuff in there to fill the old basement in and everything.
Oh.
That's all that was. But the existing foundation, yes, it kind of is a little goofy the way it juts around. But once you slick all that off and the actual footing is exposed, you can see the actual, how the building lays out.
A fairly large pad there.
It actually, it's a 40 by 50 garage, but then it jumps up 4 foot. And then that'll be a storage area up there, 22 foot by 40. That was actually where the loading dock was for the dump hoppers went for the grain trucks and stuff.
Well, I thank you already. This is a lot of clarification.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, it is.
Much better. Do we have any motion for the,
Well, we've talked about
Or-
several things. What do
Yeah,
you want to?
Let's just go with the garage.
Okay.
yeah, do one at a time.
I saw, I don't see it here, Carla, but there was a handwritten list of supplies.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's on the back of the one with the strong written.
yeah, I saw it here.
This handwritten,
Should have been typed out. but I didn't.
well, this gave me the most information.
There it is.
Right.
So, thanks.
I've got
Um,
some.
And then that was, the only question I had was about the footing and of course the foundation, but I'm sure you're not gonna build anything structurally. You want it to be there forever?
I hope so. Depends how good Mark is.
Yeah, Mark. But I think this gives us a lot of information too.
Does anyone wish to make a motion just for the garage?
I make a motion that we accept.
I'll second it.
I just want to add that, to make sure that the pitch is even with the awning,
Okay.
but otherwise,
The pitch might not be coherent to what is there now on the big building. Drop
But
it
it will
down.
all
I think
go
the pitch is gonna be just a little bit off to marry up to the awning,
to
but it'll be,
the new garage.
right.
But it
right.
will all be the same pitch.
It'll all be the
Yeah.
same pitch, yes, across there, yes.
Okay, we do have a motion that was seconded. Do we have a vote?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
That motion carries.
Okay, that is for the garage. And next,
Next is gonna be for the windows.
yes.
So originally, your request was for 22 windows to be replaced.
Correct.
And then when Angie and I met Thursday, that was reduced back to 13 windows.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
on in your paperwork, right here with the windows, it has the windows that are proposed to be replaced in the building. Those windows would be replaced with a vinyl replacement window, 6/6 pattern.
And they are all on the south side.
Two
No,
on
there's
front.
2 on the east side at the top floor, and those are replacement windows now. There are for 8 on the south side of the building, and then I believe there are 3 on the north side of the building.
So how many windows are there total?
13 total.
Oh, 13.
22 total.
Well, there's
Well, they
22
have-
total windows in the building,
But 13
but only
of them-
13
Are in the request
are in the
this time.
request at this time.
In the masonry portion of it, how will those windows fit in size-wise?
Come again with the question? I'm sorry.
Well, in the masonry,
The rock part, sure.
yeah, in the
Yes, sir.
rock part of it.
We replaced those in '93 with built-glass
Yeah.
windows.
My concern is that we don't damage the masonry
Stone.
work.
Yeah.
And Winger will custom fit them.
I don't
Is
think
that
that's, I
who
don't
you-
think those are on the docket right now, are they?
Yes, they are.
Oh, they are?
They're
Okay.
what?
All right.
He didn't know that those were on the docket, because he
Oh.
just said,
I-
forget it, I ain't replacing any of them, but I put them on there. But
Okay.
yeah, they will, Winger will fit them. There will be no damage to the stone or brick or anything.
That,
He will
that,
custom
They'll
make
be all
them.
that's a basic concern,
They will be
because
custom and remain the same size that they are as in that picture.
And the 6/6 grids.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what they were, I got some pictures from the '80s
Yeah.
when we first bought the place. They're 6/6, right.
Well, the ones on, toward the back of the building on the second floor are still 6/6, it looks like, so.
My only concern with the replacement windows is sometimes you have the frame, and then you put a replacement window in that also has a frame. So it's like, you've got this frame, and then you have the frame added to it, and it makes the window opening actually smaller.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no, they're gonna take all of it out. They're gonna take
It's all rotted.
it all.
Oh, so they're gonna take,
Yeah,
it's
he's
gonna be like a
he's
new
gonna
construction
custom-
window.
He's gonna custom.
They're gonna go right to the.
So
right to
your
the-
replacement windows are new construction
They should
windows?
go right to the stone,
Okay.
Yes.
so that way they'll put a bead of caulk around the stone and the window, around the sash and everything.
so the original frame will be discarded.
Come out, yeah.
That's not good for preservation.
If you leave the original frame in with it being all rotten and they just do the replacement and put the clips in. Now, they can put the clips in with if they leave the original in and put the jam styles in, the frames are too rotten to do that, so they have to be reworked totally. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
And then, you
But
know,
what I'm saying is, normally in good preservation work, you save the original if you can. What you're doing is removing it down to the masonry,
correct.
so that if anyone ever wants to take it back to the original, they will not have a pattern.
But it's rotten, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, please, yes, someone is, but.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, because the times I've been in there, I know the windows, the sashes are falling and stuff, so the
Yeah.
rain, water got in there, because you guys didn't have access up there for the
No,
longest time.
For a while.
After the demolition over a year.
Right, so with the water getting in there, because the top sashes fell down a little, so all the rainwater got in there and everything and rotted those sashes out. And the frames.
We will have a pattern on the main level for my salon, if somebody were ever to do that. Those windows aren't being replaced, so the original,
The originals there will be,
the windows aren't original, but the framework is.
okay,
They are still, all 4 windows are still in my salon that are original framework. So the pattern is there.
And the basement windows.
Huh?
And the basement windows.
And the basement windows also.
okay, I mean, if it were really good preservation work, and the effort was preservation, you would replace those in kind and then put the window in. however,
Well, as I've learned today,
what,
sometimes you can't do that.
Yeah,
I
and
recognize that.
obviously, nobody put any
I
effort
think
into
the-
preserving the building in
the
the
finances,
last 100 years.
in some cases, are dictated, but we don't want to set a precedent either.
No. we
But
don't.
in this case, if there is original phrase remaining, we have a pattern if somebody wants to do it back to the original.
So if they're not gonna damage the stone, you already have replacements there that they're gonna be changed out, and they're gonna be made to fit exactly, and we're gonna have remaining, frames as a pattern, then I say we approve it.
I second that motion.
Can we have a vote for that?
Aye.
Reluctantly, aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay. So then the remaining item on the agenda is for the decorative post to be placed on the south-facing side underneath the awning.
And he's pretty well explained how that will be
So that
fitted
just-
into
I'll
the
make a motion to
original.
approve the installation of the decorative posts.
Okay,
Second? I second the motion.
okay, we have a vote on that.
Aye.
Aye. And one other thing, you had on the original request to replace the rotten beam on the fire escape,
Yes.
that's gonna be wood or,
It'll be the same type, it was supposed to be treated wood, but the person that put it up apparently didn't know any
Okay.
difference, so, yes.
So
It's
what-
actually a fire escape, so.
And that item
we'd like to
falls
put
under
that beam-
maintenance.
Just replace the beam
Yeah.
back.
That item falls under maintenance.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that didn't really need to be on the request today. Okay,
So then
so would that be
that's everything.
everything that has been requested? And
Do you have another concern?
No, I appreciate, we can all get together and get this done.
Well-
I really do appreciate it. I know last time we came in here kind of half-hearted and didn't have all our ducks in a row. And I want to thank Carla very much for her efforts too. Thank you for helping us out. And anyway, no, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
thank you for your patience.
Hopefully
And
our home will turn out pretty nice. And
yes,
It looks
you
really
come in for the grand opening.
That's what we should say, thank you for saving it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, I could have let it go like
Once you're
that.
on, it's done.
It could be years.
Oh, Lord.
No, that won't be.
Cleanup part took forever, and it's still going on. So, thank you all very much.
All right, so then you'll just request a motion to adjourn.
do we, if there's no other business or discussion to be done, can we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll give it tomorrow.
I make a motion.
I make
to
a
adjourn.
motion, I second that motion.
Amen.